Now that Toy Story 4 has come out on Blu-ray, I want to go over some of the scenarios that I see happening to destroy the ending of that movie. I feel this video is only fair since Pixar destroyed the ending of Toy Story 3. So brace yourself and get ready to talk about some emotionally dark topics. Hey family members, and welcome to The Fangirl. I'm McGann, where film studies is all I do with my life. It all made sense back in college. Now, before I start spewing out ideas here, I want to clarify that these are theories that are simply based on the momentum of Toy Story 4, so it's basically fan fiction. But as far as I'm aware, no one associated to Pixar has mentioned these ideas before. These are all from my headosphere, so if you feel heartbroken at the end of this video, just remember, none of it is official. So one of the things I hate about Toy Story 4 is how it seems to be set a few weeks after Toy Story 3, and that Happily Ever After has already gotten turned on its head. And really, I already hate the ending of Toy Story 3 because Andy didn't want to give up Woody. It was Woody that wanted to stay with Buzz and the others because he knew that Andy had outgrown him and didn't really need a cowboy doll anymore. But to the contrary, the other toys did need a leader, so Woody stayed. And really, Andy wasn't going to let any of those toys go. He was going to store them. But Woody had had so much fun playing with Bonnie that he decided that was best for everyone and prompted Andy to let go of his childhood completely. I hated that. I mean, it's really a nice ending, but I also really don't like it. Toy Story got into my head as a kid and basically made me a toy hoarder. Seriously, if you go see my other channel, The Family, I've got so many old toys and new toys and all these toys everywhere because giving up these sentient beings to someone I don't know or trust is not in the cards for me. I'm psychologically scarred. You go sit your butts up in the attic and wait for my grandkids to care about you. Anyways, Toy Story 3, Woody decided everybody belonged with Bonnie now. But as it turns out, Woody was mistaken about how fun Bonnie's room would be. And just based on how small Bonnie still is and what she looks like and what her language is still like, I really believe that the movie is set just a few weeks after Toy Story 3, which is a shockingly fast amount of time for Bonnie to be totally over Woody, but whatever. Overall though, with Bonnie not caring about Woody anymore, it really shows that none of the toys have a safe or stable future, which is really an issue that the movie completely ignores. Now, I've hashed out Toy Story 4 in depth, so please go see my Toy Story playlist if you want to deep dive into the nitty-gritty bits of the movie, because what I really want to talk about in this video is the future of the toys after 4 ends. Let me get more into toy mode here. Honestly, I really liked Gabby Gabby, and I was a little bit heartbroken when Harmony refused to take her home. She just tossed her carelessly into a box like she didn't even matter. It's okay, baby, I'm here now. That hurt my soul. But then Gabby Gabby finds another little girl, and we're supposed to feel happy that they go off together. Except, why are we assuming that that's what happened? Gabby Gabby is a doll made in the 1950s, so she's a lot higher quality than the prizes being won at the carnival. She definitely couldn't pass as something that was found at the fair. So what makes you think that Gabby Gabby actually gets to go home with the other little girl? Gabby performed nothing short of a public service when she helped that little girl in a crisis. But do you really think that girl's parents are going to be like, whew, that was a close call. Now let's take this random doll home so you guys can be BFFs forever? No! More likely than not, these rational adult parents are going to go, sweetie, this is somebody's toy and they lost it. We have to leave her in Lost and Found. And then plop. Back in the box Gabby goes. I'm so bitter just thinking about that. And Gabby won't even be in a nice antique shop now. She'll be alone, afraid, and probably thrown in a trash can when no one ever comes to claim her. Then there's the issue of Bonnie. Sure, Bonnie has no interest in Woody during Toy Story 4, but Bonnie is also 5 years old, and this snub of Woody has only been going on a few days to a few weeks. I understand that that makes Woody feel panicky because he gave up a lot to gamble on Bonnie's love, but Woody totally ignored his prime directive as a toy and abandoned his child. Ugh. Might I add, a child who still cared enough about Woody to bring him on vacation. So Bonnie can't be that done with him like she was with her peas in the pod and Totoro that didn't get to come on vacation. So what happened when Bonnie decided it was time to play with the good sheriff again? Well, I bet it was a lot of tears and a huge meltdown because Woody is long gone. And will Bonnie's parents be able to replace Woody like Daisy's parents were able to replace Lotso? No. Woody is super rare and has been out of production since the 50s, maybe the 60s at best. Gee, thanks Woody for emotionally breaking the kid that you were supposed to support. Way to be a comfort to your child. Really though, maybe Woody did the smart thing because all of Bonnie's toys are living on borrowed time. We have no reason to believe that Bonnie's parents will save every toy she ever has, and especially not hand-me-down toys from a kid they barely knew. I mean, it's not like the families are that close because Andy's mom comments on how big Bonnie has gotten, so they probably haven't seen each other in years, which means other than Jessie, who Bonnie seems particularly attached to, and maybe Bullseye too, most of those toys are going to be headed right back to the daycare when Bonnie gets older. Hopefully it'll be a nicer experience than when they first went, but it's unrealistic to believe that two unrelated kids are going to keep and treasure the exact same toys forever. If Toy Story 3 showed us anything, it's that a toy's life is always changing. Speaking of which, let's circle back in and talk more about Woody. Did Woody make the right choice in leaving his group? I mean, it's really weird that he does, considering he decided that they all must stay together in Toy Story 2, and then in 3, forced them all to stay together. And Woody is really in a worse off position because he gave Gabby Gabby his voice box, but she didn't put her broken voice box back into Woody. I don't care if he sounds like a monster when you pull the cord, that's not what this is about. The issue is more so that Woody uses that cord like an appendage, even doing so in 4. He's a broken toy now, which means there's no real going back to any child in his future because his backside looks like a mess. But does that matter? Well, it does take away Woody's ability to slip himself back into Andy's room someday, which I really thought was the best case scenario for Woody. Yeah, it'd be bizarre, but I don't think Andy would question it too much since he never questioned where Jessie and Bullseye came from in 2, and certainly never questioned how his toys came back from the trash can in 3. But with Woody being stitched up in the back, Andy wouldn't think that was his doll and have no emotional connection to it. And even Bonnie would be freaked out if she ever refound her cowboy doll with a ripped out voice box. So giving up his voice box really shut, or actually slammed, a lot of doors for Woody. And it's hard to imagine that he'll live happily ever after with Bo Peep when their life is insane. It's been confirmed that Bo is made out of porcelain, and while she's tough and can fix herself, what happens if some toddler or teenager picks her up and decides to smash her into 1,000 pieces on the ground? I don't think any amount of clapping would bring her back from that. Or, since they're so dependent to stay together at this stage, what happens if someone just up and takes Woody home? I mean, they could see him at the playground and trash him because he's all stitched up in the back, or recognize that he's rare and see if they can sell him on eBay. Anything could go wrong! It could rain and then his stuffing molds up. Heck, Woody's fabric and plastic. A dog could wander up with a kid and chew him to pieces. Being a lost toy is horrible for something stuffed or breakable. In my professional opinion, it's only a decent lifestyle for an action figure with non-detachable parts. I feel like Pixar is just so proud of themselves for how they ended Toy Story 4, but all I can think about is how many things can go wrong. I mean, hey, we were all nice and settled in 3, and then 4 happened, and now it's like, every toy is disposable, why not? No one has security or safety in the world. It's all complete chaos and discord, because Pixar told me it's true. It might not be reality, but theories are more miserable and make you go crazy from the possibilities. I don't really have a good derp today. I might think of one while I'm talking here, but I've noticed, speaking to Woody's face, that he's a little derp-eyed. Camera, I hope you're focusing on this because people need to know. People need to see what I see. Why not? Let's redo a song. You've got a friend in me, unless your name is Bonnie. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Nope, that went... I was thinking of several different ways they change it up at the last "you've got a friend in me" bit, and it all tried to merge together. That went horribly, but That's what these derps are for, aren't they? I also have to apologize, poor Jessie. She mostly sat in the box I keep these Happy Meal toys in because she won't stand up by herself. I had to take apart the top of the RV to stick her in, and then she wouldn't face the camera, so I left her out. And now I feel bad because Jessie already has enough complexes without me making it worse. So I'm sorry, Jessie. I love you. I do. You were just such a breath of fresh air to Toy Story 2 because I remember seeing Toy Story 1 and I loved it so much, but it also kind of hurt 9-year-old me that it was a very boy-centric movie. Like, yeah, we had Bo Peep, who was barely a character, and Molly and Andy's mom, but there were no girls in the central action. And I remember just like, I love this movie so much, but I feel so left out of it. So I think Jessie fixed a big part of that. I was happy with her addition, and thank you, Pixar, for her. And, yeah, I'm gonna go now, guys. Thanks for derping with me a bit today. Love ya! No! 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 No. No. As a mom of three? As a mama of three? Nope. As a mama of three? No. 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 Way to be a comfort to your child. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Fanily. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Fanily and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.